Usually when William Shatner appeared on a talk show, he had something to promote. This was not the case when he appeared on the February 26, 1992 episode of 1-to-1 with John Tesh. Quite a human interview about marriage, about leaving the family business, not working for your father. I didn't pay attention when I was videoing this 31 years ago. I should have. Captain Kirk, I should have gone on the journey with you. Fly free, freak flag or whatever flag, taser, set your tasers for zap, or shave your head. Who cares what you do as long as you're happy? And that's what Bill says in this interview. So again, this is quite a good, human, real William Shatner. No pretenses, no promo, no pushing, no stuffed shirt kind of Bill Shatner. The good, this is not Captain Jerk. This is Captain Kirk.
Star Trek VI. Everyone's saying that, including all of you cast members, that that's the last one.
Well, it might very well be. I was adamant about it being the last one while I was doing publicity for the film. If I were Paramount and everybody took a tuck in their face and went to a spa very quickly, we might be able to eke out another movie.
I read that just before Star Trek came along that you were thinking about quitting the business, true?
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I was thinking of quitting the business. But I think all of us, one time or another, think of quitting the business. But then the second question is, what else are you going to do?
Right.
And then you don't quit the business. But I guess there were some disappointments there.
When you were growing up, your dad had his own business, right?
My dad was a clothing manufacturer.
Did he have plans for you to get into that business?
Well, I was the only son, and he had worked very hard to make his own business, and I aspired to young blood coming in, and he had grandiose plans, and I used to fall asleep when I'd go in, I'd lie down, I'm tired. I had to get up and be full of energy when I left. And then I found myself in university working 18 hours a day on all the university musicals and plays and things like that, and never getting tired. I thought something was afoot. So when I told my dad that what I wanted to do, he was appalled.
What did he do?
He sat down in a dead faint, and no, he was very upset, as I would be with a child of mine who wanted to go into show business. It really smacks of trouble. Trouble in your life, trouble. There's no continuity, as we know, show business.
Isn't one of your kids an actress?
Yes, and I'm trouble.
What did you tell her?
I said, no, don't, please, do something else. And she said, well, I want to do this. And at a certain point, as my father before me, you have to give up. You have to say, it's your life.
You have 3 grown daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a chance to spend enough time with them?
Probably not. But my girls think I'm a great father. And we have a wonderfully close relationship. And the whole family, and as the family gradually gets more and more extended, we're all here generally every Sunday. I may not have been there enough to do all the wonderful things that fathers do, but I was there sufficient to make this happen.
Have you become a grandfather yet?
Yes.
Yeah. How was that?
That's alarming.
You don't look old enough to be a grandfather.
Oh, that's what I keep telling. When my daughter became pregnant, I said, "Now look, there's none of this grandpa stuff." They said, "Well, what'll the baby call you?" I said, "I don't know, but it's not going to be grandpa." So that we fuddled with that for a long time until the baby one day said, "Peepaw."
Uh-huh.
And that was it. It's wonderful to be able to cuddle and play, and then when he's wet or he's rambunctious.
Yeah, coming back at you. You've been married nearly 20 years now?
Yeah.
What is the most important thing about keeping a marriage together that long?
Wow. Having a wife who's better than you are.
Well said. You were married once before, and there was a time in your life, right in the same area, when you were divorcing. Star Trek was being canceled, and your dad had died.
That's right.
That must have weighed very heavily on you.
It was almost on the same weeks these things were happening. My father passed away. Leonard Nimoy held me in his arms. And my marriage, because of the series, I think, was coming apart.
How'd you get through those times?
I have a very narrow focus if I wish to. As an actor, I can learn lines in a crowded set, the focus of attention. I can write anywhere. And so I focused down to the macrocosm of the series.
Big birthday last year.
Yeah. Big. Big.
But
birthday.
it hasn't slowed you down.
No. No. In fact, I've discovered stretching. I've never talked about this.
Physically stretching?
Yeah. I've discovered a guy gave me a gift. A professional man who was a professional was muscle and how to stretch them. And he was pressing, he said, now here, work that muscle, feel that muscle. Yeah, I feel that muscle. And I began to feel muscles I hadn't felt in years, and then began to stretch and things, getting your leg up and getting it down and around, opening your hips and being able to flex your back. I mean...
I feel a video coming on. Has life turned out like you thought it would?
I never had any plan.
Yeah.
I just went along the path that was when somebody dangled a bauble of a part or whatever it was, I followed that path. I keep hearing about people who have a plan, this is not the part that I take. I never understood that. For me, my whole upbringing was working and work as an actor, and working as an actor got you work. That was the precepts I had heard and adhered to. And so I worked, and I just worked and worked, and whatever came of it, I suppose was the end result. I wish I could preordain a plan, but I never had those concepts.
What's further along down that path now?
I don't have a plan.